Chapter 14, 52, Three Sellers. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Eastern Sea. Clear Sea Area. A jade pavilion stood by itself in the depths of the sea, emitting aura of a rank 6 immortal goo house. Inside the jade pavilion, goo immortal Shibao Shu was hosting his close friend, Yu Xianzi. Looking at the large patches of vicissitude trees outside the jade pavilion, Yu Xianzi said with a moved tone, "It is time to harvest your goo once again. The growth of these vicissitude trees is much more vigorous than the previous year. Looks like your method of growing these resources has made another breakthrough." Zhibao Shu was handsome and had a warm nature. He rubbed his nose, smiling. "You don't need to flatter me." Yu Xianzi laughed. "I am just worrying about you. Don't you know someone is already selling your goo in Treasure Yellow Heaven?" Zhibao Shu was silent as he took out a mortal Yurgu and handed it to Yu Xianzi. Yu Xianzi received it and took a glance. Good. This rank 5 Yurgu's quality is pretty good. It is glossy and healthy. It is quite appealing." Zhibao Shu slightly shook his head. "This year, goo was not raised by me. It is from that seller." "I see." Yu Xianzi was slightly surprised before quickly accepting this fact. He knew his friend very well. Zhibao Shu was a well-known lone cultivator in Eastern Sea's goo immortal world. He had unique insights on growing vicissitude trees. Vicissitude trees were an immortal material, but their usage was very narrow. Despite being an immortal material, because they had many kinds of Tao marks, they were very impure. So few goo immortals paid attention to this tree. But Zhibao Shu found new ways of using them. He planted this tree on a large scale, and using an ingenious method, he used vicissitude trees to raise and attract wild Yurgu. Now, he was one of the 3 giants of the Yurgu market. He only put a small portion of these Yurgu in Treasure Yellow Heaven. The larger portion was sold to various superforces of Eastern Sea. Even so, Zhibao Shu would not easily give up Treasure Yellow Heaven's market, because this was the whole world's market. And from a certain aspect, Treasure Yellow Heaven could be said to be much more significant than those Eastern Sea superforces. Now that someone was suddenly entering the Yurgu market, making huge transactions, how could Zhibao Shu just watch from the sidelines? Although it was still not time for him to sell Yurgu, he had always been paying attention to the situation of the Yurgu market. "I have examined this Yurgu. It is indeed a high-grade item. This time the opponent is not a simple one." Zhibao Shu sighed. Yu Xianzi nodded. "With such a huge amount, some region's superforce might be involved in this. It is very difficult for an individual to take out so many of them. Didn't you also climb up by accumulating your strength step by step?" Zhibao Shu smiled. "Oh, you, why are you encouraging me in a roundabout way? Among the 3 sellers, only I am a lone cultivator. Because of this, I could only move step by step, facing setbacks along the way, and getting past them to create a solid foundation. What difficulties have I not encountered? This time will also not be an exception. Moreover," Yu Xianzi finished his words. "Moreover, you 3 have already reached an agreement. Every business has its own hidden rules. This newcomer might have come aggressively, but he has broken the hidden rules. He will probably be suppressed and forced out by you 3, right? Ha ha ha, I really cannot hide anything from you, you rat who specializes in stealing oil." Zhibao Shu jokingly scolded while pointing at Yu Xianzi's nose. "A northern plains? Langya blessed land. Cloud City, inside a secret room. Fang Yan had been sitting cross-legged without moving for several days. These last days he had been activating rank 8 time path immortal Guyur's flow like water. He had obtained this immortal Gu from Heifan's true inheritance. Even rank 6 Gu immortals could activate it, but the effect would be limited. Now Fang Yuan was continuously pouring his rank 7 red date immortal essence into Yur's flow like water, constantly producing mortal Yurgu. And these Yurgu were then moved to Treasure Yellow Heaven's market. He let his will stabilize the situation and carry out Yurgu transactions with other Gu immortals. Indeed, he was the newcomer who had been selling large amounts of Yurgu. He was extremely aggressive, not only creating an uproar in Treasure Yellow Heaven, he even made Zhibao Shu and the others feel apprehension. Fang Yuan had borrowed over 1,730,000 immortal essence stones. He turned them into red date immortal essence, which he made full use of in the year Gu business. Rank 8 years flow. Like water was too amazing, it not only produced a lot of mortal Gu, their quality was also good. The market response had been extremely good these few days. After buying some, many Gu immortals felt that the goods were pretty good. They would find Fang Yuan to purchase another batch. Right at this time, Fang Yuan's activation of years flow like water paused for a moment. He had all along been maintaining his connection to Treasure Yellow Heaven and had just received a message from his will, which he had placed in Treasure Yellow Heaven, that there was a super force which wanted to purchase Fang Yuan's goods in bulk quantity, but was afraid Fang Yuan would not be able to supply them. So they wanted to discuss with his main body. If it was possible, they could establish long-term cooperation. This news could be true, but could also be false. There is a higher chance that this message is sent by those traditional Year Gu sellers using a disguised identity. Fang Yuan sneered, completely disregarding this message. Long-term cooperation? Fang Yuan was not interested. He wanted to wage war this time. Central Continent. Rongxin was silent. The seller is actually not interested in my proposal? Rongxin was quite surprised. He had disguised as a huge buyer to try to communicate with Fang Yuan personally and glean his background. But Fang Yuan actually ignored him. How can this be? Even if he is a representative of a super force, they would also hope that their Year Gu would have much larger buyers. Unless he does not have many Year Gu left. Rongxin was a member of the 10 great ancient sects, and as a Righteous Path member, he naturally understood the thoughts of Righteous Path Gu immortals and super forces. He pondered and felt this guess was very likely. It must be because of this that this mysterious seller is selling Year Gu this early. It is to avoid us 3 sellers? He refused even my proposal. He probably really does not have much stock left. Actually, the amount of Year Gu he has sold is only 1/10 of what I have in stock. Haha. Rongxin chuckled when he thought of this. This is a good method to gain attention. He commented in his head on Fang Yuan's action. Unfortunately, what use is it if you don't have enough strength? Southern border. Dragon Return Valley. The rumbling of a waterfall echoed in the valley. Mist permeated and the vegetation thrived. Wang Mingyue, an external supreme elder of the Righteous Path Superforce Yao clan, was standing on a giant boulder, gazing at the waterfall. This waterfall was not ordinary. It was a tributary of the River of Time. Year Gu has 3 great sellers. Eastern Sea's Jibao Shu uses vicissitude trees to nurture Year Gu. Central Continent's Rongxin uses refinement path methods to periodically refine countless Year Gu. But only I have a grasp over a tributary of the River of Time. I can capture natural wild Year Gu. Wang Mingyue inwardly compared herself to them. This tributary of the River of Time was rather special. It was a tributary that had forked from the middle of the River of Time. The River of Time had many special river segments. For instance, the Swordblade River segment, it was a special river segment that was personally set up by Red Lotus Demon Venerable, using the past Shi Yuan's sword aura and Dao Zhulang's blade aura to protect one of his stone lotus islands. The Year River segment was filled with countless wild Year Gu. Wang Mingyue had discovered this tributary back when she had been a lone immortal and had secretly managed it. But several years later, Southern Border's Righteous Path forces discovered it and were naturally covetous. After a secret exchange, Yao Clan won, and Yao Clan Gu Immortal Yao Tianzhou married Wang Mingyue. With this reason, Yao Clan openly took this Dragon Return Valley as their territory. This year's harvests are pretty good. The amount of Year Gu captured is actually 30% higher than normal. The other 2 are not making a move, then I shall start first. If I continue letting that newcomer sell his Year Gu, it will probably not be easy for me to sell all these wild Year Gu. Wang Mingyue put her thoughts into action and began selling her Year Gu in Treasure Yellow Heaven. Her move immediately caused an uproar in Treasure Yellow Heaven. One of the 3 main sellers of Year Gu, Wang Mingyue, has made a move. If that mysterious seller is allowed to continue selling Year Gu, The sellers after him definitely won't have an easy time selling your goo. This will be quite a show. Right. That mysterious seller is selling so many year goo. The three main sellers definitely have a hard time being patient. Now that Wang Mingyue has made a move, the other two won't stand still. Let's wait and see. There might even be a price war. Us buyers can pick up some benefits. Many goo immortals secretly communicated.